So I'm out here in Kansas City today checking out a 2021 Mini Cooper SE. Now what makes this car so special is the fact that it has 3,500 miles on it. 3,500 miles of actually driving on the road and real world traffic, real world conditions. I'm going to find out today how this car has fared. So this owner has had this car now for 3,500 miles. He bought it brand new. He's driven it to work. He's driven it to run errands. He's driven it the way the car was meant to be driven. It is a city car. Now in 3,500 miles, it's been routine maintenance, rotating the tires. Just so you know, because the car has such immense torque, it does need its tires rotated more frequently than a typical internal combustion engine car. So we are now driving through the River Market in Kansas City, and you get this lovely Kansas City skyline. Just normal city driving with this car is really nice. The suspension's nice and comfortable. The electric car takes a little bit of getting used to because you can drive it with basically one pedal. So you rarely have to use the brakes, which could, in theory, save your brake pads. Now, one of the things that people have complained about, and they complain about this of almost every electric car, is the fact that the range isn't high enough. Well, yeah, the range on this car, according to the EPA, is about 110 to 116 miles per charge. You can set the car in Eco Plus and get about 140. Now, with the regenerative braking, I've been told you can get close to 150 miles of range per charge. Driving through the city in an electric Mini is great. For one, you're not polluting the air because it doesn't have an exhaust pipe, it doesn't have mufflers, it doesn't have an engine. Well, it has a motor, but not an engine. So around Kansas City, there are lots of Chevy Bolt electric cars, Tesla electric cars, and Nissan Leaf electric cars. There are very few Mini Cooper SE electric cars, and that was one of the things that appealed to the owner of this car. He liked the fact that it was different, he liked the fact that it was fun to drive, and it was something that you did not see as frequently as the other electric vehicles. So this car is more unique because it's a Mini. So my reasoning for driving down Grand Boulevard is to show you how everyday driving with this car is a breeze. It is really strange sitting in a Mini Cooper and having no noise coming out the back of the car. Let's see how quick this thing can get from 0 to 60. Just kidding, I'm not going to go to 60 miles per hour on Grand Boulevard. It does get up and go pretty quick. This car can get out of its own way. Now, let's see if it'll stop without me hitting the brakes. Nope. The thing about the one pedal driving with this car is you really have to gauge your distance when you get to the red light, because sometimes it'll stop and sometimes you're going to have to use the pedal. So I am kind of exploring Kansas City because there's certain areas I kind of never been to before, and I just made a wrong turn down what appears to be a tunnel. And they have the road closed off at the other end. I think I can get through from this side. Now, the owners relayed to me that there are some people out there who say this car takes 10 seconds to recharge. And that is 5 seconds before you go to bed and 5 seconds after you get up. Now, for those of you uninitiated to Kansas City, in Kansas City, the shortest distance between 2 points is under construction. Well, I'd say it's a city of potholes. It's like, what do we do in August and September? Oh, that's when we tear up the pavement and then replace it. Or when people pull out and don't look. So finally we can answer the question, is this car as much fun to drive or more fun to drive than a John Cooper Works? Well, aesthetically, I think the John Cooper Works is a beautiful car. But from a 0 to 60 standpoint, this is a lot more fun. Now, I know they say the 0 to 60 time on an electric Mini is 7.1 seconds, something like that, 7.3 seconds, but that felt a lot quicker than that. That felt like 6.5. And here we go. And I don't think the owner got this part of the test drive when he bought this car. Yes, I did cut really narrow there.
I like it more in it.
Yeah. Now, with the dynamic stability control, this car can hold almost any corner that you put it through. And that's one of the things that makes the Mini stand out among any other hot hatch and any other electric car on the market. I don't even think the Fiat 500e could do what this Mini can do. At least not as much fun as what the Mini could do. Oh. That was fun. I think this car is, I don't know if it's more fun than the John Cooper Works, but it's up there. It is up there with the John Cooper Works as far as being a fun to drive Mini. Now I wonder if we could get a lowering kit for one of these, get some lowering springs put on this sucker and get it down really low, and maybe that would change the whole dynamic of the car. But this car is up there with the John Cooper Works. I think this is a true option. If you're comparing this to a John Cooper Works, this would probably be one to buy. This is definitely a fun to drive little car. And I want to thank the owner for allowing me to take his car through the Miriam Loop and shred some of his tires, because that is not something most owners would let them do. Just so you all are aware, he is in the car with me, so I didn't just do this without telling him. Wow, that was a fun drive with this little car. I mean, it is an incredible little Mini. It's up there with the John Cooper Works. I'm not going to say that it's more fun to drive than John Cooper Works, but it is up there with the John Cooper Works as far as being a fun to drive Mini Cooper.